Right. So, it's been 3 months since this video. It's here, our box, extremely fragile, just like all of us. I think it's about time we talk about it. Right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, old schoolers. Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to do something completely different from all the other ones. And it's going to be a review. We're going to chat about that old PC that we've been using for the last 3 months that I've not actually spoken an awful lot about. So, let's get on with it. But first of all, we've got our socials flying by here. We've got Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube and Facebook. If you want to give any of those a follow, then please do. It'd be amazing. It will support us massively. The link's in the description below to follow you over. On Twitch, we stream every Tuesday, Wednesday and every Sunday from 7 till 10:30. Generally speaking, playing World of Warcraft, doing stream advice and playing a little bit of The Last of Us at the moment until we finish that one off for Christmas. But that's out the way. Let's get on with it. This is the ChillBlast PC. It's a next day PC that you can get on the website, and it's their second cheapest model that you can get. You literally click it, buy it, you literally get it the next day. It's that good as long as you order before a certain amount of time. And it's all set up, it's all ready to go. The most you got to do, if you remember this video back here, is just take off the... You got to take off the... You got to snip something. Zip ties. You've got to take off the zip ties, and other than that, plug it, play it, go, and it's done for you. You literally do not have to do anything besides sign into your Windows account. Let's chat about it and let's see if it's actually worth the money that we spent on it. So we're going to try and organise this in a sensible way, so we're not tattling for like 4 hours. So I've got some notes on my phone that we're going to chat about. But we're going to actually just first talk about what ChillBlast is. So ChillBlast is a UK-based computer building company. And basically, you just go on the website, you click a few things, you decide what PC you want, and they will build it for you. You can do a complete custom build that they'll put together for you, or you can do one of their pre-builts, and they have a lot of different things on there. They've got things from graphic design PCs, art PCs, water-cooled, gaming, production, the works. They have an awful lot, and for a small company that I'm pretty certain is pretty small, they push out a lot of good stuff, to be fair. And I found the website literally through an Instagram advert, and I thought, you know what, screw it, I need a new PC, let's click on this one. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy with them. So obviously the PC that I got was part of their next day PC order that they have. So these are a bunch of pre-builts that they already have. They've got all the parts from, they're ready and stocked up to go, and you literally click on it, and like I said before, it comes the next day. And the speed and instantaneously of that kind of makes it nice, you know. And they offer anything from full payout, 6 months no pay and then pay the lot, finance over a couple of years, and they have all the options. So no matter what kind of financial situation you're in, they should be able to accommodate it for you, so you can get yourself a beautiful new PC. That's ChillBlast. I will say this is not sponsored, this is not paid for. That's why we're going to criticize it in a minute. But as a whole, we're going to talk about the experience. What has been my experience since getting this PC? As you guys saw in the video, I put a little thingy up here about how we got it, how we received it. We did the unboxing, we did the plugging in, and if you watch it already, you see how simple it was. So the setup and the get going and just getting it turned on and working was very fast, very, very quick. And my experience with them so far has been pretty damn good, to be fair. They spoke quickly when I had questions. They generally responded within like 20 minutes, I think it was. I placed my order, and within placing my order, it came within 24 hours, and it really was that next day delivery kind of thing. As far as using the PC is concerned, I don't have any complaints at all. I used to be massively into the whole building your own PC, making it amazing, being up to date with tech, but that was back in 2010. I think it was, with my old PC. If you saw my Instagram, you saw this hideous thing. I used to be really into tech, but because tech is so rapid these days and things are changing over and over and over again, and within the same year there could be 5 or 6 different things released that could be better than the last, I had no clue what the hell was good these days. I didn't have the time to do research, so I jumped on there, and this build seemed to work perfectly, and I can't complain about my experiences. I've not had any issues with the PC at all. I've had fast loading times, quick renders for my 3D work that I do, gameplay's been solid, and it's all just kind of been good, you know. I wouldn't say we emphasize on the word good, because it's not outstanding. There are gaming PCs and design PCs and processing PCs that are a lot faster and can push out higher FPS and put out higher render rates and get things CPU cooler and so much and so forth. So it is good. I can't say that it's not good. I can't criticize it. In that respect, it's a good PC. We tested a whole load of games earlier. This was just using recording software, and we tested World of Warcraft. That was jumping, I think, between like 70 and 100. We played Apex, which jumped between a set of numbers. Sims 4, I think, was between 40 and 100 at one point. And the general gist of the frame rate is between, I would say, on average, most of those high-end games was 60 to 100. I'm not doing it on Call of Duty because I'm not an idiot and I'm not downloading a 500 gig game onto my PC because it's not worth it when there's that many hackers out there. A couple of them were being played on ultra high, some were being played on high. The general frame rate didn't really dip too much below 50, and I'm not gonna lie, that's not bad. That's not a bad thing. And this is I spoke about this on Twitter before, about monitors that do 140 Hz and computers that pump out 300 frames per second. It doesn't bloody matter. If you're streaming, no one can see that, and I'm pretty certain you can't see that either that much, really. But we will talk about a couple of the flaws first. So when I did receive the product, there was no cooling paste on the CPU cooler, and I didn't know this, and I had it running for 3 days, and I have a thing that monitors my temperature, which, to be fair, since putting on thermal paste, has stabilized. But when I first got it, there was no thermal paste there, and if it wasn't for the fact that I'm just a bit inquisitive about what's going on inside my computer, I wouldn't have known that at all. And I think that's a big, I don't know if that was just a one-off with ChillBlast, but that was quite a big thing to miss out, because thermal paste really does make a lot of difference. And I remember looking at my temp at the time and it was hitting like 90, and I was thinking, oh god, this is gonna burn out a CPU, which is quite a nice CPU. It's AMD Ryzen, and I didn't want to have to fork out 300 quid for a new CPU. Luckily, it had some thermal paste laying around that I had from a previous build, shoved it in there, and it dropped down to 60. Generally speaking, the temperature doesn't spike higher than 70, 75. When we were in the heat wave a couple of weeks ago in the UK, it hit about, I want to say it was about 80 at one point when we were really at our hottest, but that was while streaming, was playing games with everything in the room, having all the lights on and not having proper circulation in the room. So that's not bad, and that's using their stock CPU cooler. I would say their stock CPU cooler is not that great, and it's a little bit loud, so I did replace mine with a chill something that I had laying around, and replaced it with that one just to kind of bring down temperatures an awful lot more. But I would say, if out of everything on the computer, the CPU is the one that I think you should keep a mind out for, just in case that it is another issue that they just don't put on cooling thermal paste onto their CPU. And I would say their stock CPUs aren't that great, and you can drop those temperatures. If you get something like the Kraken, you're gonna be able to drop that down to at least like 40 degrees, 30 degrees kind of thing. So I would say that's my biggest bugbear is that, and CPUs are such a temperamental thing that if they do burn out, generally speaking, you're kind of screwed. That would be my biggest concern, is that their stock coolers aren't amazing, and they don't put thermal paste on, and if you weren't to check, you wouldn't have known. And there's a high chance, especially in the heat wave that we just had in the UK, that your computer would have burnt out during that time. However, positives about this. So generally speaking, I'm like I said, I'm happy with this. It's good for what I'm using it for, which is playing World of Warcraft, playing some shooter games when I'm off stream, playing story-based games on PlayStation, streaming it through. I play games on it and I stream on it, and I don't need 2 PCs. If you see here the CPU usage by Streamlabs, which is quite a high CPU usage thing, between jumping through scenes, generally speaking, it's not hitting more than 8% CPU, which is decent enough to kind of keep a solid looking stream, and it's a consistent 50 frames a second. Occasionally when we're live, we do kind of see a little bit of a dip in the frames, which would be like another issue there. However, again, it's nothing that you'll notice, and I don't notice it in game. Like I said, the games run smoothly. We have games hitting high FPS. We've been playing things like Outlast, and they're hitting really, really nice, and it's a good PC. I can't complain. When I do my 3D render work as well, which is generally quite an intensive thing to do on a computer, they can be very, very harsh rendering out 3D models. It does it in a good amount of time. To do a single frame, which is all I do, because I do still artwork. It does it within like a couple of minutes, and I'm using quite high quality renders, and I'm doing quite a lot of intensive things within the software that I use, and it pushes it out quickly. And it's not necessarily a computer for that. It's classed as a gaming PC, but it's pushing out modeling and it's pushing out streams. And I've streamed Call of Duty on this. I've streamed Fortnite, Apex Legends. I've done the intense games on here while streaming, while seeing no frame rate drop, seeing no quality or connection drop. It's a very strong PC, and if you're like me and literally all you're going to be using it for is editing a few videos, playing games and streaming, this is good for you. This is going to work. An important thing to mention here as well is about value for money. Before this video, I kind of went through on the marketplace. I can't remember the name of the website I used. We went through on there and I checked. I got the exact same spec of this PC build off their website, and then went onto a component website, shoved it all together. Not going to lie, it could have been because of the couple of things didn't match up the same, but the price was relatively spot on. Yeah, and generally speaking, the price was the same, and it's being built for you. It's being sent to you the next day. I didn't have to do anything for it. And if I was to recreate this myself I think the only thing that was different was the RAM. It would be near enough the exact same price. And again, if you're using API and finance and all of that to get these parts, it wouldn't be any different in the total cost. So massive props to ChillBlast for making an affordable PC that generally marries up to the exact same price as what I could have bought the parts for separately, which is good because I get really angry when I build computers. It's really weird, especially if I do it in the summer. I get very mad. But on a whole, like I said, I love this PC. I would recommend this PC to anyone. It looks gorgeous. We've got the lights, we've got the fans. It's got the front ductors, the glass on the outside is gorgeous, the case is solid, and it has room for upgrades. So this one came with a Wi-Fi card, but that Wi-Fi card, you can take it out and put yourself in a Elgato capture device for the 4K one. It's future-proof, and that's the main thing that you kind of want to focus on when you're getting a PC, especially a pre-built. You want it to be future-proof, and this is future-proof. The case is big enough. If I wanted to, I could go get a Kraken CPU cooler, chuck it in there, no issues. I could change the graphics card, I could change everything. It's interchangeable, and like I said, it's future-proof. It's also got RGB, which is pretty sweet, so you can control the lights on your computer. My camera died halfway through filming that. I have no idea how much longer of this clip I've got, but basically we're going to do a really quick overview about it. And I'll say the general cons of this are, doesn't come with thermal paste, stock CPU is not strong enough to keep it cool in a heat wave, and I would say you could possibly get better builds for a cheaper price if you were to look at the overall costs of different things, and if you were to pump out better power and so on and so forth. You could make a better PC for the same price. However, as we saw, if we have a look at all the purchasing that I did, it kind of marries up for this precise exact build. The pros, however, are it can stream at the same time as playing games, it can render, it can pump out things fast, it's a powerful computer, frame rate is decent, graphics are fine. Like, if you're not so picky and pretentious about your computer quality, then this is perfectly fine, and this is a really good entry-level model for you guys to just go onto the website, buy now, get it tomorrow. And like I said, this is not a sponsored advert, there's no paid for promotion here for me, this is my honest review. But overall, I would 100% recommend this product, and I would say go and get one for yourself if you're not tech savvy and you don't understand what the newest tech is as far as like building PCs is concerned, like me. But other than that, there we have it. You guys have seen the streams and the improving quality, so you've seen it for yourself. But anyway, all of our socials are flying by here. If you want to give any of them a follow, all the links in the description down below. That's Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. We post regularly on all of those. We go live on Twitch every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday. We do things from tech advice, World of Warcraft, community events, and currently we're playing The Last of Us. So come out, watch those if you can. If not, we'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.